This video brought to you in association with Amazon.com, your one-stop shop for all things Green Bay Packers, NFL, and much, much more. Links in the description. Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers. Will it work? Hello everyone, I am Savak, and that's what we'll be exploring today. So one of the most curiously fascinating hires of this past offseason was that of Matt LaFleur as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. The reason being that, for many, specifically in the media, it was a continuation of the already running narrative that anyone who shared an Uber with, had a beer with, or otherwise waved at Sean McVay got offered an NFL head coaching job. And the timing of it made it look that way, with the Rams Super Bowl and all. But did you know? When Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay were first on staff together in Washington, LaFleur actually outranked McVay, as he was the quarterbacks coach while McVay worked his way up from being the assistant tight ends coach. During that span, LaFleur got the opportunity to work with several different quarterbacks in some capacity, those being Donovan McNabb, John Beck, the original RG3 Rex Grossman, Robert Griffin III, and Kirk Cousins. Of course, the most notable accomplishment during that time was helping Robert Griffin III become the first Redskins rookie quarterback selected to the Pro Bowl, as Washington won its first NFC East title in 13 years. Afterwards, he returned to the college ranks briefly before getting hired by the Atlanta Falcons as their quarterback coach. In his 2 years with the Falcons, LaFleur worked with Matt Ryan, who ranked in the top 10 in the NFL over that span in passer rating, passing yards, completion percentage, completions, and passing touchdowns. And in 2016, Ryan led the Falcons to an appearance in the Super Bowl, while being named the NFL MVP and Offensive Player of the Year after recording the 5th highest single-season passer rating in league history and the highest passing yardage total in team history. In 2017, LaFleur was part of a Rams team that improved its win total by 7 games, rising from a sorry 4-12 in 2016 to a respectable 11-5 in 2017, making the Rams the first team in the Super Bowl era to go from last to first in the NFL in scoring in just one season, more than doubling their scoring average from 14 points per game in 2016 to nearly 30 points per game in 2017. Rams quarterback Jared Goff improved his quarterback rating from 63.6 to 100.5, ranking 5th in the NFL. During that same year, running back Todd Gurley would be named the Associated Press Offensive Player of the Year after leading the NFL with 2,093 scrimmage yards. In 2018, LaFleur joined the Tennessee Titans as their offensive coordinator. It's the same position he held with the Rams, but this was his first opportunity as play caller. He led an offense that finished 7th in the NFL in rushing, averaging 126 yards per game, and saw quarterback Marcus Mariota set the franchise single-season record for completion percentage with 68.9%. Although the Titans finished 3rd in the AFC South, missing the playoffs. Which brings us to his current stop. On January 8th, 2019, the Green Bay Packers named Matt LaFleur their 15th head coach. Entering his 11th year coaching in the NFL and his 18th overall in coaching, he brings a wealth of offensive experience, having worked with and developed under Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. Based on his experience, Matt LaFleur's prime directive will be establishing a strong running game that will ultimately create more opportunities for the passing game. This has been one of the main missing pieces in Green Bay in the last few years, as Green Bay's last 1,000-yard rusher was Eddie Lacy back in 2014. The other notable name on the offensive staff is offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Hackett most recently served in Jacksonville, first as the quarterback coach and later as offensive coordinator. In 2017, he guided an offense that finished in the top 10 in the NFL in points per game, yards per game, rushing yards per game, rushing yards per carry, red zone touchdown percentage, goal-to-go touchdown percentage, sacks allowed, sacks per pass attempt, and average time of possession. It was the first time in franchise history that the Jaguars led the league in rushing. Jacksonville averaged 25 points during that postseason, helping the Jags reach the AFC Championship game. So both the head coach and the offensive coordinator appear to have similar philosophies, sharing an emphasis on the run game, good protection up front, and a streamlined passing game. All that being said, let's take a look at what they have to work with. Starting with the most obvious, Aaron Rodgers. This 7-time Pro Bowler, 2-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, and MVP, is the NFL's all-time regular season career passing rating leader, and is one of 2 quarterbacks to have a regular season career passer rating of over 100, the other being Russell Wilson. Rodgers is 5th all-time in postseason career passer rating, has the best touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history, and holds the league's lowest career interception percentage at 1.5%. He's done a bunch of other incredible stuff too, but you know where Wikipedia is, go look it up. For all the greatness he has displayed on the field, Aaron has developed a reputation of being difficult to work with. You may recall the Bleacher Report article by Tyler Dunn, wherein former teammates and coaches chimed in with their opinions of the superstar quarterback. Greg Jennings allegedly saw Aaron Rodgers as an ultra-sensitive source of toxicity, and Jermichael Finley called him self-entitled and a bad leader. Though the main focus of the article was to highlight the tenuous relationship between Aaron and former Packer head coach Mike McCarthy. Former Packers running back Ryan Grant was quoted as saying, "Aaron's always had a chip on his shoulder with Mike. The guy who ended up becoming your coach passed on you when he had a chance. Aaron was upset that Mike passed on him, that Mike actually verbally said that Alex Smith was a better quarterback." This, of course, being in reference to the 2005 NFL Draft that saw Alex Smith get drafted first overall to the 49ers, of which McCarthy was the offensive coordinator at the time, and saw Aaron Rodgers drop all the way to the 24th selection, which Aaron reportedly took personally, despite the fact that offensive coordinator McCarthy may not have even had the power to draft Aaron even if he wanted him. And the 23 picks in between number 1 and 24 weren't quarterback. I can't help but notice the similarities between this draft story and Josh Rosen's in 2018, in which he expressed disdain for falling to the 10th overall pick, saying, "There were 9 mistakes made ahead of me." Yeah, whatever, bro. Only 3 of them were quarterbacks. But I digress. You may recall the relationship between Rodgers and LaFleur getting off to a somewhat rocky start. The pair didn't speak in the week or so following LaFleur's hiring, with the aforementioned article claiming that Packers CEO Mark Murphy allegedly called Aaron to tell him of LaFleur's hiring and said, "Don't be the problem," although this has been disputed. And then a few months into LaFleur's tenure came the development that LaFleur believes his system is really good and shouldn't necessitate the changing of plays, which of course is a big part of Aaron's game. Many take these as signs that the duo will not work out. However, they have been in communication since then and are simply in the process of finding a balance. On the one hand, LaFleur is bringing in a system that hasn't really required the quarterback to be autonomous at the line. But on the other, Aaron Rodgers has been an autonomous one-man offense for over a decade. If they can find the balance in between the two of them, they could be phenomenally successful. There will be some growing pains in the meantime. As for their offensive arsenal, ranked number 19 in the league by ESPN, sharing the backfield with Rodgers will be running back Aaron Jones, whom Pro Football Focus ranked the NFL's 7th best running back. While production and ability has never been a question with Jones, he has had some difficulty staying on the field. Despite this being only his 3rd season in the league, he has yet to be present for an entire season, having been suspended for 2 games for violating the NFL's substance abuse policy, and he was also injured. He had a knee injury that ended his 2018 season early. Availability will be key as the Packers don't have much depth behind him. Just unimpressive Jamal Williams and unproven rookie Dexter Williams. The wide receiving core is particularly precarious, with only one proven weapon in the bunch, that being two-time Pro Bowler Davante Adams. Aside from him, they are looking to second-year receivers Equanimeous St. Brown and Marquez Valdez-Scantling to be their number 2, and fourth-year receiver Geronimo Allison to work the slot. The early word out of camp is that Valdez-Scantling is clearly ahead of St. Brown in the battle for the number 2 spot, and it's not hard to imagine why. Last season, he ranked 3rd on the team in targets, receptions, yards per reception, and longest reception. So it's definitely easy to see him pushing strongly for that starting job opposite Davante Adams. The Packers also have whatever's left of Jimmy Graham, and while the case could be made that he had a decent year that found him ranking 2nd on the team in most of those previously mentioned categories, it can't be denied that he is in decline. Behind them, in terms of pass catchers, it's just a bunch of question marks. Aaron Rodgers has been heard raving about Jake Coomer, but we haven't seen a whole lot out of him yet. In 2018, he caught 8 of 11 targets for 103 yards and this touchdown. He seems to already have the trust of his quarterback, but what happens next remains to be seen. But what do you think? Is this coach-quarterback combo destined for greatness? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to peruse the fan shop on Amazon, as every purchase you make through one of my links helps fund this channel. Remember to like, subscribe, and ding the bell so that you will be the first to know when the next video drops. If you enjoyed the video and wish to see more, then check out some of my other videos on the left, share with your friends, and thanks for watching.